And here's how the New York Times starts out. And by the way, the New York Times and the Washington Post, they basically do a hit job on Rudy Giuliani. And they raise all kinds of questions about the information without pursuing any of it. The Biden campaign on Wednesday rejected a New York Post report that Joseph R. Biden Jr. had met with an advisor to the Ukrainian energy company associated with his son Hunter Biden, a claim based on material provided by Republican allies of President Trump, who've tried for months to tarnish Mr. Biden over his son. What kind of a news sentence is that? And it goes on in that vein, and later it says, the report raises a host of unanswered questions, beginning with whether the email alluding to a meeting is real. So the unanswered questions for the New York Times is about the source of the information in Rudy Giuliani and the emails, not about what is in the emails. It's amazing. What Mr. Podahsky was specifically referring to when he allegedly thanked Hunter Biden for the opportunity to meet and spend time with his father. It's also unclear who dropped off the laptop at the repair shop. So it goes on in this vein. Well, why don't they go find out? Who's stopping the New York Times from actually doing an investigation? Now we have the Washington Post. The Washington Post on A4, at least they have at the top, Trump allies publicized emails purportedly from Hunter Biden's computer. That's their story. So the story's Rudy, the story's the man with the laptop. The story's that this must be a Republican hit. They start out, President Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, and his former top advisor, Stephen Bannon, who've attracted the scrutiny of U.S. authorities for their political dealings in recent months, helped make public private materials purported to belong to Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden's son in an attempt to swing support to the struggling incumbent. It goes on later. Although reminiscent of the 2016 race when Russia intelligence operatives hacked and released hundreds of emails from Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton's campaign manager through WikiLeaks, Wednesday's report was met with skepticism, particularly from social media companies that sought to limit the spread of the news. What does this have to do with 2016 and what the Russians did in 2016? So they want you to believe that this is another Russia trick. They have no evidence for this whatsoever. And Facebook and Twitter, these two massive big tech companies, immediately censored all of it. They don't believe the American people should have this information and make their own decision, draw their own conclusion. So we have two things going on here before I get to Rudy Giuliani. Number one, a propaganda campaign by the Democrat Party press. If they are skeptical about these things, go look into them. Go investigate them. Tell us the truth. I'm willing to listen to anything. That's not what they do. Deep into their pages, they slam the door shut. Facebook and Twitter, which we've always known, lean Democrat, lean left. They're out of Silicon Valley in California. What do? They shut it down. They censor it as if we live in China or Russia or Iran or North Korea. It's unbelievable.